Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to now stand as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by Bedford High School senior Kiera Abdul-Sayed.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome to Bedford High Stadium senior night here for the girls lacrosse team as they complete their season against an out-of-state opponent. We're going to be meeting the Newburyport Clippers. They are rated #1 in Division III in the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. I'm Harry Kozlowski along with Corey Mustatiger. And Corey, we're going to see a game between two evenly matched teams, at least as far as the statistics go. Both average about 15.8 goals per game.
Both have had a phenomenal season thus far. Of course, Bedford's only loss coming to Lincoln Sudbury way back in April 29th. They lost that game 9-10. And Newburyport's only loss came earlier this week. They actually took a beating at the hands of Notre Dame Academy from Hingham, Massachusetts. And those are the only two blemishes on their entire records this year. So high-scoring affair, athletic kids, should see a lot of speed through the midfield today, and it should be a fantastic game this evening.
And good defense, too, on the part of these Clippers. They've only averaged giving up 4.2 goals per game, and that includes the 18 goals they gave up to Notre Dame Academy. So if you take that game out, their average probably drops an entire goal, probably around 3 goals a game.
So we have 25 minutes on the board. We're ready for first half action. Here we go to the draw. Olivia Matthews will take it for Bedford against number 21, Anna Affolter for Newburyport.
And the officials will redo the draw since the ball did not achieve the required height.
So take two. That time it does. Matthews bats it forward. But Affolter comes away with the ground ball. She'll retreat. Look for her teammate. That's McKenna Ward. And they get it far side and into the offensive area where they will calm things down and set up their offense. Newburyport, as you said, coming in a high-scoring offense, 15.6 goals per game this season. Playing up there in that Cape Ann League on the North Shore of Massachusetts. Dodge here, dump. They missed the connection. Goes behind. It was a pass, so Widener out of her net will pick it up for Bedford. Empty first possession here for the Clippers.
Yeah, a little misconnection there on the pass inside, resulting in a turnover, and Bedford takes over. Now Widener looking for an opening here. The Clippers playing a pretty tight defense here in the Bedford end.
Yeah, we'll probably see this strategy throughout the game. Frequently in girls lacrosse, they drop all riding players off of the goalie, and they force the goalie to make a pass. This one here, Matthews' pass, near side to Libby Norris, one-hopped and bounces out of bounds. So the Clippers get the ball right back.
So each team with a turnover early here. Clippers will be on the attack. Forecheck there by Natalie Denon in the Clipper end.
We call that a ride, Harry, a ride.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I know you're a hockey guy. Great pass, break up here by Enners. She gets back into transition. Now Regan O'Brien. Trouble here for the Clippers. O'Brien, goal scorer, gets back to her left. Great save. Save in cage by Catherine Keller.
Now O'Brien had Denon open on her left side, but decided to not risk an off-target pass because she was being ridden on by a defender and took the shot herself, and the save was made.
Keller keeps the goals off the table for now. We are 2.5 minutes in. No score here from Bedford High School. One-on-one here is Olivia McDonald. Bangs it down behind and around to Isabella Rosa. This is Bromby now up top. Halfholter gets to her right, looks to dump. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Abdel Sayed will get called for an illegal check here. She'll be sent behind.
Yeah, it looks like she made some contact to the head of Isabella Rosa.
She just extended those arms and the stick got a little high. Abdel Sayed graced us with a beautiful rendition of the national anthem before game time. She's in some of the school plays and an actor and clearly a beautiful singer as well. Great job tonight, Kira. Going right through the middle was Sydney Grogan. Nobody picked her up. Matthews didn't see her right away, so didn't feel like jamming that pass right down in there. Still scoreless here. Just about 4 minutes off the clock. Bedford will get into their set offense for the first time this evening. Matthews runs a pick and roll. O'Brien. Matthews scores. Beautiful play by Matthews. Drove through. Nobody came to help on the defensive side. She made the Clippers pay. Bedford goes up 1-0.
Yeah, she took on the Clippers defense. Double, triple team there at the end. Able to fight her way through the resistance and get a clean shot away.
She looked like she was playing the pick and roll with Regan O'Brien, and they didn't slough off or help off of Regan O'Brien, so therefore Matthews had, I wouldn't say a clear walk into the cage, but relatively uncontested and made it count. Bedford taking a more defensive stance here on the draw as Sydney Grogan is back in the defensive end. They bring Regan O'Brien up to the center circle for the draw.
And they'll have to do that again.
Yeah, a little bit of a false start there again. Matthews again on the draw against Anna Affolter. Cleanly to Regan O'Brien. Now enters. Matthews saying, let's take our time here, settle things down, get into our set offense. And they do. Matthews, the lefty, comes from goalkeeper's left side, near goal line extended. Looking for those righty cutters across the top. Enters, gets free, shoots just wide.
And it's backed up well by the Bulldogs. They'll retain possession.
Great play there inside. Little V-cut gets Enters free. Now getting inside and scoring. Audrey Purnell. Little face dodge through traffic. Got around. Got top side on her defender and is able to cash. 2-0 Bedford.
2 in a row goals by the Bulldogs on solo efforts. Purnell coming from behind goal line extended. Getting in close and letting the shot go.
And again, it was looking like they were trying to take advantage of that pick and roll type offensive set. And again, help defense did not come, so Purnell had a clear shot.
Yeah, they're leaving Keller all alone in an island with the Bulldogs. And they find themselves down 2-0 here.
Matthews and Affolter back to the draw. Affolter bats it forward. She'll scoop up the ground ball and trot into the offensive area. This is Isabella Rosa now. To Bromby. Affolter all the way across. That's Avery Tank. Some motion offense here. Good defense by Enners. Looks for a bailout. Ooh, yeah, we're going to have a flag there. Foul. Tipping. Ooh, is going to get sent off.
And that was on Avery Tank, who was sent to the ground on that collision. So
tipping gets sent off for, actually no, I thought it might have been her stick that was broken, and they did give her a new stick. So it was just simply a foul, not an actual penalty. So tipping comes back on, new stick in hand, and Widener faces a shot, top left, slow bouncer, scores. Avery Tank gets the Clippers on the board. 19:24 to go in the first half here. 2-1 Bedford. So we'll regroup at the center circle for another draw. Affolter and Matthews will square off. Bedford again taking that defensive stance. Grogan back in the defensive area.
On that last Newburyport possession, it looked a little like they were trying to run some of the same plays the Bulldogs were playing, coming up from behind goal line extended, but Bedford was prepared both times. Unfortunately, on the second attempt there was the foul that resulted in the goal by Tank.
Yeah, that was a tough one there, and an infraction here on the faceoff gives the ball back to the Clippers. It is very effective in lacrosse to come from behind the cage. It gets the defense's head moving, turning away from where the ball is and where the key scoring areas are, and the goalie too is going to have to continue to keep looking over their shoulder. Defense here, but we do have a foul. So Bromby will have a free position shot. Top center.
Widener able to make that initial save on Bromby.
And top center. Bromby comes through traffic. Ball comes out, but we do have another infraction. So Bromby will have another go at it. 18.5 to go here in the first half. 2-1 is your score. Bromby shoots, save, Widener. She went top right, so goalie's offside high side. And Abby Widener comes up with a big early save here on the free position from the center hash. And now we see that drop right again. The Clippers are going to shut off all of the other field players. Widener finds the cutter, as coming all the way back is Maddie Kiley. Near side to Tipping. Tipping into the offensive end. She'll dish to Denon. Squeaks away, but she does pick up the ground ball, keeping it in Bedford's hands. 2-1 is your score. 17.5 to go in the first half. Liv Matthews looks to feed, draws a double. Feeds inside, misses the connection with Regan O'Brien. She was cutting through the crease area, and it sails out of bounds. Clipper ball.
Now, how is that called? I think it was intended as a pass, but the Bedford players are trying to sell it as a shot, and they were trying to back it up. But the official wound up giving the ball to Newburyport nonetheless.
Yeah, it's up to the official's judgment call. If they think it was a pass, they will rule it as such, and therefore that is a turnover. If it's a shot and the official, in their opinion, feels it's a shot, then it would be awarded to the closest when it went out, where it went out. So in that case, they were feeding Regan O'Brien. It was quite clearly a pass, and the officials ruled it as such. And Gary is, I believe, the head official down here tonight. Gary Wong is a solid girls lacrosse official. We've seen him in this circuit for a number of years. Getting free inside. Ooh, Affolter. Right on top of Widener, just misses left.
Yeah, she was in point blank, like I said, just shot it past the left post.
And now Abdel Sayed steps into the passing lane and picks off an errant Clipper ball. Cuts back through the middle. Near side, Libby Norris. Through the middle, picked off, Affolter. Now they have numbers. It's shut down, though. Good job by the transition defense of the Bulldogs. Now through the middle and getting called for an infraction, Sabrina Tipping. Looks like Bromby will have another free position on the 8-meter, top left of Abby Widener.
This is the third free position Newburyport's had. Bulldogs have yet to get that.
And the first one was, and there's a goal here by Bromby. So Reese Bromby scores, ties the game at 2. And yes, the Bulldogs have not earned a free position. The first one awarded to the Clippers was way down on that extreme left hash, so not really a great scoring opportunity, but the two more recent ones were top center and just to the left of top center.
And both resulted in the 2 goals they have, so they were able to tie the game on those free position goals.
So just under 15 and a half to go here in the first half. We're tied at 2. Now taking the draw, I believe we're going to have Ellie Enners for the Bulldogs. We'll be taking on Affolter. Little collision there at the 46-yard line, and the Bulldogs get the benefit of the call.
Yeah, I believe the official thought that the Newburyport player impeded progress toward the ball.
So Sydney Grogan now for the Bulldogs. Appreciate everybody tuning in on BCTV this evening, Friday evening before Memorial Day weekend. Wish everybody a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday. Remember the meaning of Monday as you do it. Matthews comes through the middle.
A great way to do that would be to attend the town's Memorial Day Parade. I believe that's on Sunday.
Sunday it is. Bedford Marching Band will be there from the high school. Enters now. Looks to get back to her right. Grogan cutting through. Can't find her. Bulldogs taking a very patient approach, as they have frequently this season on the offensive end. Enters. Good footwork. Draws a crowd right there in the middle and draws a foul. Looks like she might have got tapped on the head. Adjusts her goggles, and she'll have a free position to the top right of Keller. Gets it up high and gets it to go. So Ellie Enners gets on the scoreboard and puts Bedford back in the lead, 3-2, with 13:49 remaining in the first half. Also want to shout out to my dad listening. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Munster Tiger.
Happy birthday, Dad. 80 years old today. Excuse me, 80 years young. Thank you, Bill Jennings. Appreciate that correction. We'll talk to you later, Dad. 13:49 left in the first half. 3-2 is your score. The Bulldogs jumping back out to the lead on Ellie Enners' free position goal.
The officials talking about something on the field, not sure what, holding the draw.
Clearing the field from behind the cage, I believe. Unusual circumstance, as athletic director Corey Parker is down over here addressing the crowd.
Now we're ready to go.
And we're back to the draw. So enters back to that center circle, pulls it back. Getting it going her way is Olivia Matthews. She will pause and set up the offense. So the last two draw possessions have gone to the Bulldogs. They'll settle things down.
They're just working the perimeter right now. Enters, cutting in. Now pulls
Draws
back.
a quick double. Grogan through the middle. Loose ball down there. Scrapped around. I believe we'll have an empty check, and that's what is called. Purnell flips it out to the side. Grogan will start things off. Far side now. Directing traffic is Liv Matthews. She's pulling Regan O'Brien out, trying to get her the ball. O'Brien's being doubled. They know the offensive threat that exists there with number 29, senior Regan O'Brien. Here enters. Roll dodge. Great save. Keller stabbed it, stepping out to her left. The lefty goalie comes up with a good one here to keep the score within one. Nice catch by Olivia McDonald in the midfield for the Clippers. Now transition, we're going to get a foul by Matthews. She tried to go over the head and check it down. Got tangled up with the feet.
Yeah, it was with Matthews.
It sure was, and Matthews will trot back in. 12 minutes to go in the first half. 3-2 is your score. The Bulldogs lead the visiting Clippers from Newburyport. Good defense here by Enners on Olivia McDonald. Now getting through some pressure, in tight, save, Widener. That was Isabella Rosa. Took a good shot from the defender, but not enough to scatter things, and two Clippers players collide here and one stays down. They were both trying to intercept the outlet pass from Abby Widener.
That might be F-Halter on the ground.
And that didn't look comfy. It was number 9, Avery Tank, and 21, Anna Afalter. And they both collided and went down in a heap. So we hope that Afalter is okay here. It was quite a collision there as that ball was coming right between the two of them. It actually got to the Bedford player, and the two Clippers collided as they chased the ball through the air. One of those classic blindside hits that can really injure somebody. Affolter is up and is going to walk to the side, so that's a good sign.
Just a reminder that Bulldog playoff coverage begins next Thursday, June 1st. Catch the game locally on Xfinity Channel 23 or 1072, BedfordTV.com, or the BCTV app. Be sure to check out the BCTV social media and the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all upcoming games. They're going to try to bring you as many playoff contests that we can.
Last regular season game is today. This one here, as the Bulldogs will be entering playoffs here with many of their teams. Congratulations to the girls and boys track teams, state champions here this spring. As the Bulldogs continue their successful athletic campaign in this 22-23 season, we're going to get a foul here on Olivia Matthews as she slices through the middle.
Yeah, she caught a stick in the head on the way to the net.
She puts the ball down for a second, regains her wits, and now she'll have that free position. Cranks can't get it to go, but the Bulldogs are there to back it up. O'Brien will pick it up. She's been defended by Josephine Palma this evening, number 23 for the Clippers. Draws a crowd, but not quickly enough. She scores quickly as she goes around the cage from the back left, gets just high enough and scoops one past Catherine Keller for her first goal. Regan O'Brien puts the Bulldogs up 4-2.
The equivalent in hockey of a wraparound goal.
Absolutely. You get a little extra length with that stick in your hand, so despite the player not being above the goal line extended, the ball and the stick are, so it can be deceiving for goalies in that position. And again, that, like you were talking about earlier, the attack from behind the cage can be a tough one. So McKenna Ward will take the draw this time for the Clippers, as Affolter, I believe, is still off to the side, and Enners, who took the draw for the Bulldogs, wins it, gets it to O'Brien. They keep things rolling into the offensive end as we tick down close to 10 minutes remaining in the first half. The Bulldogs hold the lead by 2, 4-2. Goals by Matthews, Purnell, Enners, and now O'Brien. And getting on the board again is Ellie Enners for her second goal this evening. Made a nice little cut around her defender. Buries low on the bouncer. And the Bulldogs go up 5-2.
Enners getting her second goal of the evening. Like you mentioned before, it's Bulldogs are spreading the wealth around as far as the goal scoring. Unlike the boys game on Wednesday when Kaliza scored 7 goals.
7 goals for Kaliza. I believe he eclipsed the 100 career point mark on Wednesday evening with his second goal, but kept on going. Congratulations to Derek Kuliza on that career accomplishment. Here the Clippers will gather the ball on the draw and go into the offensive end. Bromby takes a check to the face. No call there. They spin it behind. Rita Cahalane now up top. Good defense by Enners. That was Olivia McDonald on the drive. I believe we'll get a defensive 3 seconds here. No, they are going to call a cross-check legal contact on Enners, but it is not on the 8 meter. They pushed it all the way back out to the 12 meter. Rosa from behind, now Bromby. Face dodge, getting back to her left hand. They keep it going around the perimeter. Good dodge to her right. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be called. That's a foul, and a card is coming as well. So Tipping will be sent off for 2 minutes. Let's take note, 8:47. She will go in the box and feel shame for a little while. And Olivia McDonald, I believe, will have a free position to the top right of Abby Widener, although it looks like they might be setting up top center hash.
Indeed they are.
So McDonald will take that free position shot. Abby Widener gets ready in cage. Shot low, hits the post. And a quick appearance here from Post Malone, helping out Abby Widener. Near side on the clearing attempt. Great job by Norris to keep it in bounds. Back to Enners. Ball sails high as she was looking for Matthews, and the Clippers come up with that. Defensive transition. Good hustle there by Enners to get back at the ball. And she'll be fouled.
And McKenna lost the ball out of bounds, so it'll go over to the Bulldogs. Going back to the free position attempts, the Clippers are 2 for 2 on the evening.
Well, 2 for 3 now as they missed that one, yeah.
Right.
Widener, the beneficiary of the orangey colored steal to her left. Abdel Sayed will leg it into the offensive area. Now Sydney Grogan.
They got about 45 seconds left on the penalty. They can burn a lot of that time off right here. Just playing keep away.
As they will. They're still in a player down situation. Get it back behind. Maddie Kiley draws a double team. She'll run away from pressure. Ball gets tipped, though, on the ground.
Still loose.
Great job, Olivia Matthews, on that ground ball. Hustle play to get it back into Bedford possession.
Yeah, she was able to keep the ball alive, moving it on the ground until she can get in a position to pick it up.
Very close to what's called a cover. You cannot put your stick over the ball and cover it up, preventing other players from getting it. Here, Purnell is stepping out of bounds, playing the ball. So turnover by the Bulldogs, but the penalty is released, so we're back to even strength. Now the ball scoots out of the Clippers player's stick. As Olivia Foley, was looking to pass back to Keller, but there was an infraction on that ground ball, so back into transition. Another missed pass here. Push from behind on the Clippers, and the Bulldogs will get possession again. A little bit of sloppy play here as we've entered into the last 3 or 4 minutes of play. 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Bulldogs hold a 5-2 lead. Libby Norris near side. Trots it over into the offensive end. Purnell now. And enters. As Harry mentioned, coming into the game, this is senior night here at Bedford. 7 seniors are honored this evening, and before the game, pass inside to Grogan, misses the connection. Denon with a nice ground ball rebound. And congratulations to this senior class. They've seen a lot of success throughout their lacrosse careers.
And if you're watching the video replay of this, we're going to replay the senior night ceremony for you during halftime.
Matthews looks to go one-on-one, drives lefty, dumps it down, enters. Shot misses. Denon will chase it out of bounds. Those 7 seniors are Sydney Grogan, Sabrina Tipping, Kira Abdel Sayed again, who sang the national anthem before the game. Fantastic job by Kira. Abby Widener in cage. Vivian Robinson, a defender. Outstanding save here by Catherine Keller. In on the doorstep. Enters can't finish.
Yeah, stoned her.
Ellie enters, one of the other seniors, and Regan O'Brien rounding out the 7. Congratulations again to them on fantastic lacrosse careers, some of them continuing at the next level. Transition here, little scoop behind. Back in the front of the cage is Affolter, but no, it gets called as a penalty beforehand. Excuse me, not a penalty, just an infraction. Foul was on Norris. So no goal as the foul occurred before Affolter finished. It is nice to see Affolter back out there as she had that collision earlier in the half.
So I take there's no continuation.
No continuation. No 2 steps, no active shooting. No, that doesn't count. Although sometimes, similar to hockey, they will put a flag up and allow play to continue in a delayed penalty situation. This one was not the case. Affolter back up top. Grogan with defense. Forces her to retreat, and the ball scoops out. Affolter, far side now. Got a foul call here. I think we might have had a defensive 3 seconds. Abdel Sayed will get sent behind. So the defensive 3 seconds, if you are not within a stick length of the offensive player and you're hanging out in that 8-meter fan, you will get called for an infraction, and that's the call here. Abdel Sayed looks for a player. Now she goes out to Olivia McDonald. McDonald, split dodge back to her left. No room there, so she'll spin it around the horn. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 5-2 is your score. Bromby takes a whack on the head. And Matthews will be sent behind.
Yeah, the Bulldogs not making it easy on the Clippers inside the 8-meter circle.
Good physical play. Great defense here. Recovering quickly by the Bulldogs. They prevented a shot by the Clippers. And maintain that solid defensive stance for now. Back up top. This is McDonald. Split dodge to her left hand. Good defense and help by the Bulldogs' adjacent defenders. Eliana Enners, Kira Abdel Sayed in the primary defensive position. Norris. They get through. Widener with a save, though. Great save. Isabella Rosa couldn't quite finish, and now she looks injured. But the Bulldogs are in transition through the middle of the field. Purnell will settle things down. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. And Rosa trots out on the far sideline. They'll substitute her for the Clippers on attack. I believe that's Anais Mellet. Excuse me, Lily Pills is coming in on attack for the Clippers. Matthews settling things down and looking for cutters. Finds Grogan. Top right of Keller. Little move to her right. Finds Matthews cutting through. She draws the double team. Somebody's open.
That's some pretty good defensive play there by the Clippers. Took away what could have been a shot on goal from close range.
It was. Enners looks to get back to her right. Cutter, O'Brien, save initially, but it dribbles in. So Enners to O'Brien. O'Brien has her second, and I believe that's the first assist of the day for the Bulldogs, and they go up 6-2 with 48.5 seconds remaining in the first half.
Bedford goal by number 29, Regan O'Brien. Assist to number 26, Eliana Enners.
So it is O'Brien from Enners on that goal. 4-goal lead now, 6-2 for the Bulldogs. And they're keeping in check what's normally a very potent offense here in the Newburyport Clippers.
So 48 seconds left here in the first half. Back to the draw circle.
And a foul called here on the draw.
Collision. The officials will converse and restart things. Boys lacrosse unfortunately fell to Pinkerton this afternoon. 9-8, I believe, was the final score. Tough loss for the Bulldogs as they enter playoff season. Still will likely have a high seed. Good defense here by Kira Abdel Sayed. Bromby trying to get that inside roll. Gets the edge. The ball went in, but I think they're going to call an infraction before.
Yes, they
They
are.
are. No continuation. They will huddle and discuss this. They may award the goal here.
This could be the second goal that they've disallowed for the Clippers.
They do not award the goal, but number 3, Reese Bromby, will have free position top left of Abby Widener. Shot score here. Second on the day for Reese Bromby. And they bring the lead back to 3. 6-3, the Bulldogs lead with 8 seconds to go in the first half.
By number 3, Reese Bromby.
Well, all 3 goals being scored off the free position play. Bulldogs have yet to give up a goal in play.
Solid defense and goaltending by the Bulldogs. Two quick score updates. The softball team won 14-7 over Nashua North, and the baseball team also won over Nashua North. That game was 9-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. O'Brien scoops up the ground ball.
5 seconds to work with here.
Quickly to Matthews. Gets to her left hand. Does not get it off, but they do have a foul, so the official keeps the players in the offensive end. I believe we're going to have a free position here as the horn sounded just as Matthews was releasing the ball on the shot. 1 second is put back on the clock. And the Bulldogs will have a free position top right of Keller. So Matthews steps in. Takes a shot, score. Beats Keller on the bouncer, low to the left side. And Matthews has her second on the day and puts the lead to 7-3 as we go to halftime. 2 goals by Matthews, 2 each for Regan O'Brien and Ellie Enners, and a goal by Audrey Purnell rounds out their 7. 2 goals by Reese Bromby and 1 by Avery Tank for the Clippers. And the Bulldogs will take a 4-goal lead into halftime. We'll take a quick break and join you on the other side here on BCTV's coverage of Division I girls lacrosse action.
And welcome back for second half action here with the Bulldogs up 7-3 over the Newburyport Clippers.
Harry, a couple odd calls there throughout. We thought there might be a continuation on a couple of Clippers plays. There had some goal scoring opportunities that were wiped out, but they did score on the ensuing free positions. And then a very strange one at the end of the half there. It looked like Matthews got off a shot right before the buzzer was fouled, and they got a free position out of that. So the Bulldogs extended their lead to 4 goals just before halftime.
Yeah, we have some Clipper fans here in the stands, and you might have caught the reaction of one of them.
They were not very pleased, let's just say that.
No, it wiped out the goal that got the Clippers within 2, or within 3, I should say.
And now the Bulldogs will start on defense as the Clippers controlled the draw. They're in the offensive end. See what kinds of halftime adjustments they made. They're attacking from behind here. Pass into the middle, can't make the connection.
Good recovery, though, on that errant pass. They're able to maintain possession.
Wheeling from the backside. Infraction. They got the shot off, so they do not blow it dead. Widener comes away with the ground ball. Transition to Matthews into the midfield.
I think the official was reacting to Rosa reaching for her face while she was going toward the net, and I think the official thought she got clipped with the stick.
And that's the continuation that you were talking about. He did pull the flag out of his pocket and was ready to blow it dead. However, the shot was taken, right? So they were able to get a shot off there. So because of that situation, they do not blow it dead. They do not award the foul. And so now the Bedford midfielders will slow things down.
Grogan with the ball. Now over to Enners.
Enners shoots, scores. Enners completes the hat trick at the 23-minute mark and puts the Bulldogs ahead 8-3.
We'll call that unassisted.
I would guess.
A lot of time had passed from the point she got the pass from Sydney Grogan.
Yes, definitely. I would consider that unassisted as well. She took several steps, went through a pick. Unassisted for sure on the 8th goal of the contest and 3rd by Enners. So Enners now will go to the draw circle. That did not seem like it went very high, but they do not redraw. Affolter ahead to Kelsey. Now near side, this is Tank. Tank to Cahalan. Now far side, that's Rosa. Back to Cahalan. Really trying to come through with their lefties from behind. Goal line extended to Widener's left side. They'll draw a penalty here. Excuse me, a foul here, not a penalty. Free position awarded to Abby Widener's top left. Shot, misses the cage.
Way high, but backed up by the Clippers, so they'll retain possession.
Take a quick pause as they try to retrieve a ball from behind. That is Whitney Kelsey bringing it in from the end line. Now back up top. Affolter. Little weave up top by the Clippers offense. Midfield looking for cutters throughout the goal area. Affolter passes in the middle. Shot saved. Widener.
But the rebound goes to the Clippers. They hang on.
Kelsey now bangs it behind. Tank far side, back left. Now Cahalan drives hard, tries to get the top side. Good defense there by the Bulldogs, and now they double team. Matthews gets a little too strong in that. Will be sent behind. Good job trying to jump the ball carrier there as Matthews came quick with a double team.
Now they blow the whistle off on the start here. They're going to call some
false
violation.
start.
False
Yeah.
start, okay.
It is a false start if they start without the whistle being blown, so it is a turnover there. It's a tough one there for the Clippers. Frequently in the midfield with infractions like that, they are able to restart on their own. However, in that situation, they needed to wait for the whistle. The early start.
Grogan was a little off balance there on that pass. Put the ball on the ground. Clippers get it back.
So Madeline Heath will start it up for the Clippers. 20 minutes to go. Bedford leads Newburyport 8-3. Pass was batted out of bounds by the Bulldogs here. So Newburyport picks it up. Try to get through the midfield.
That's Bromby.
Now to Heath. Heath to Tank. And now the Clippers can settle things down, although they're going to drive hard to the cage. Good help defense by the adjacent defender there. I believe that was Grogan stepping in, discouraging the drive. We're going to have a push here by Abdel Sayed. Free position for Isabella Rosa.
But a sharp angle here, so I don't think it's going to be a shooting play here. We'll see.
Tough angle. Down to the left of Widener. Double and triple team here on Rosa. And they finally get it behind. That's Reese Bromby. Trying to go top side to her left hand. Looks for the cutter from behind. Feet inside. Batted down. Great stick out in front. I believe that was Vivian Robinson knocking down the pass, and now she gets the ball on the clear. Tipping now near side. Double team. Passes to Grogan. Misses the mark. And now the ground ball scooped up by Norris. Can't quite corral it. Gets batted around, and now an empty. We'll turn it over to the Clippers. Tank now into transition for Newburyport. Affolter settle things down. And here's McDonald.
We're 7 minutes into the second half, only goal by the Bulldogs so far, but possession has been mostly for the Clippers.
Possession starts to add up, but possession doesn't necessarily get you goals. Shot here high. This is the cage above Widener's head. Clippers keep the ball, though, as they back it up. Trotting in from the end line is Rosa. Cahalane now. They're really working the left side over there. Must have some good lefty players that they're trying to get open. Here's one of them. Dodge here. And a foul by Tipping.
Yeah, Bromby was fighting with Tipping there for the loose ball on the ground.
The Bedford defense has been physical all night. In a legal manner, too. Again, just playing strong defense, moving their feet, preventing those dodges from happening up top. McDonald here. Defended well again. Coming on the double team is Grogan. They help out, now recover. Great job by Bedford. Getting the edge now. Missing the cage, though, was Madeline Heath.
Yeah, I think they have to rush those shots, so they're not the most accurate. Putting the shots high or to the left. The other thing I noticed, too, is that the Bedford defenders really try to block the head of the stick to not allow a free lane for the ball to travel.
They call that matching stick to stick. They aren't able to do it here as Bromby scores on the doorstep. I believe that was Rosa on the assist. But Bromby has 3 goals now. And it's 8-4. Bedford leads by 4. Newburyport takes the timeout here with 16:05 remaining in the game. They trail by 4.
And that is the first goal that the Clippers have scored that wasn't on a free position shot.
Very true.
Just a example of how strong the Bedford defense has been playing today.
Strong defense, strong goaltending. A lot of possession, especially here in the second half for the Clippers, and they finally are able to capitalize.
Find out the latest happenings around town, things in your own backyard. Watch the Bedford Buzz. It brings you up-to-date news, interviews, and insightful features, ensuring you're always in the know. Whether you're a longtime resident or a newcomer to our beautiful town, the Bedford Buzz is your essential source for all things local. The Bedford Buzz can be viewed on BCTV Channel 16, HD 1072, as well as the BCTV app and the BCTV YouTube channel. Tune in today and catch the latest episode and immerse yourself in the Bedford experience like never before.
That's new to the BCTV lineup, too, the Buzz. Should be pretty good. Some excitement around the channel for that. Harry, you got anything exciting this summer for WBNH?
Well, I was going to mention this, that we've had the folks from New Hampshire Chronicle visit the radio station a couple of weeks ago. And I've been informed that our feature will be on Channel 9 on May 30th.
That's great.
So make sure you're watching. It's going to be Tuesday the 30th. That episode of Chronicle on Channel 9 will feature WBNH. I'm not entirely sure what the gist of the story is, because it's kind of a long story. You know, they came in doing another story about another station.
Okay.
But they wanted to, actually the story was going to be about the original WMUR radio.
Okay.
Which is what 610 WGIR is now.
Uh-huh.
And I guess they wanted to juxtapose that against a modern station. So Sean McDonald calls us up and says, "Hey, can we come by BNH and see what you guys are doing?"
Okay.
And they did. And, then they kind of did a lot more interviews than I was expecting, and we'll see we'll see what the end result is. So that's why I'm really not sure what the gist of the story is. I just know that they did a lot of interviews, shot a lot of video, and we're going to be part of that story.
Man, I thought it was going to be one of the Fritz Weatherby ones. A man runs a radio station in Bedford. I'll tell you the story. No?
No, nothing like that.
No Fritz?
No Fritz.
All right.
Oh, maybe they'll add it on later. I don't know.
Move down from the Buffalo area. Anyway, all right. Enough
in
of
my
that.
old-fashioned home in New Hampshire, there's a light in the window for me.
That's New Hampshire Chronicle for you, everybody. Wrapping it up tonight. No,
Little promo for the New Hampshire Chronicle here.
Fantastic. Tune in May 30th to see Harry Kozlowski, the star of the show. 16:05 remaining in the game here as we get back to the action. The Bulldogs lead 8-4 over the visiting Newburyport Clippers. The draw possession goes to Anna Affolter.
Yeah, the Clippers have been more successful here on the draws. They've definitely won more of them here in the second half.
And they'll settle things down and try to pop another one past Abby Widener. Looking for cutters through the middle, missing the connection here, and now Grogan comes away with the ground ball. She'll motor up that far sideline.
Great pass.
Good cut through the middle, too, by Tipping to present an option. Connection complete, and now Purnell with possession for the Bulldogs will slow things down and set it up.
Yeah, it can't be easy to make a pass when you're running for your life. You're in hot pursuit. You've got defending players all over you, and you're trying to perfectly drop a pass to a teammate.
Interesting strategy by the Clippers as they've been employing throughout. They're totally face guarding Regan O'Brien. Again, she's been high scorer for the Bulldogs throughout the entire season. They're just preventing any passes for her. Ball gets knocked away here. Clippers come away with the ground ball. Matthews in pursuit. This is McKenna Ward. And now they'll settle things down. Wait for their offensive midfielders. And get a 7-on-7 approach here in a settled situation. Ball squirts free twice now. Heath having a hard time keeping that ball in her stick. And now she'll fire behind. That's Kay Helene. Heath again. Kay Helene gets the edge, shot, misses the cage. Chasing it out is Bromby back left of Widener. The Clippers get the ball back. 13:30 remains in the game. 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Kay Helene again. This is that connection up top with Affolter. But they scoop it back up. Here's McDonald. Shovel pass to Affolter. Still looking for cutters through that crease area. McDonald here goes one-on-one. Great defense by Enners. Cut through the middle here. They catch it in traffic. And a legal check by Matthews will lead to a free position for Anna Affolter. Top left of Widener. Good angle. Can expect a shot here. Widener comes off her line. Shot score, Affolter. So 8-5 is your score. Lead is cut to 3 with 12:37 remaining in the game. 3 goals by Bromby, 1 goal by Avery Tank, and now a goal here by Anna Affolter. The senior midfielder gets in the books, and the lead shrinks again.
I think the Bulldogs need to concentrate on getting possession here. They've given up too much possession here in the second half. They played great defense, but the Clippers have been controlling the ball for much of the second half, almost 12 and a half minutes.
A lot of that stemming from right here on the draw, as Enners and Affolter have been matching up for much of the evening. at the center circle. Ready to go here again. Out and away. Ground ball controlled by Olivia Matthews. Dodges at midfield. Runs away from pressure.
Good speed there to get away from the pressure.
Keeping her head down, her stick protected. And here is that possession that you were just talking about, Harry. As we approach the 12-minute mark, the Bulldogs hold a 3-goal lead, 8-5. Matthews again directing traffic from the goalie's top left. As a lefty, she likes getting to that position and stinging the corner. Matthews has a hat trick of her own. 3 goals for the junior midfielder as she found the top left corner offside high on Keller and puts the lead back to 4, 9-5.
Now, that was a timely goal there, too, for the Bulldogs. And a shot that you don't normally see from outside. Normally they try to work it in tight, and this time she just let the shot go, Matthews did, and caught the keeper napping a little bit, I think.
Looked like she was about 8 or 9 yards above the cage. Had a little sidearm stinger and found the upper 90. 11:56 remains in the game. The Bulldogs back ahead by 4 on the draw. Looks like O'Brien is out on the draw for the Bulldogs. Gets it up top. Gets it going her way, and Matthews comes away with the loose ball again. Another draw possession for the Bulldogs. At the start of the half, we saw a lot of those going the way of the Clippers. And now 2 straight for the Bulldogs as they look to stem the tide. Let's see how many nautical references we can put in this game for the Newburyport Clippers.
Let's see if Bulldogs can batten down the hatches.
Enters now. Splits the D. Grogan. Quick pass down. Kylie. No angle, so they don't shoot. Quick pass here now, and enters, I believe, on the goal. And she has 4 on the evening. So Enters gets the assist from Matthews in traffic. Quick hands and soft hands, controlling that pass and then finishing. And these 2 quick goals put the Bulldogs back ahead by 5. The Clippers had cut it to 3, 8-5, but a goal by Enters and a goal by Matthews restore the lead to 5, 10-5.
And Matthews picked up the assist on that play.
She sure did.
So just like that, the Bulldogs extend their lead back out to their halftime lead of 5 goals. It's 10-5, erasing the gains that the Clippers had made in this half.
Olivia Matthews with 3 goals and 1 assist now. Ellie Enters with 4 goals and 1 assist. 2 goals by Regan O'Brien, 1 by Audrey Purnell. On the Clippers side, Reese Bromby with 3, Avery Tank with a goal, and Anna Affolter with a goal. 1 assist by Isabella Rosa. Round out their 5 goals.
It's worth noting that 4 of those 5 goals were scored off repositioned shots. They only scored 1 goal in actual play.
Solid defense, solid goaltending. Affolter now a little scoop shot behind her. Tried to twist her, backhander, and Widener was ready for it. Makes the save. Robinson on the outlet pass. Getting close to that sideline. She'll get fouled by Tank. Tank gets sent behind. Robinson starts again. Pass across the field. Can't make the connection with Abdel Sayed. She
Having a
keeps
little
it
trouble
in
picking it up.
bounds. Yeah,
But she's able to pick it up. She had plenty of room.
she did. And now Enters. Receives the pass. Walks the dog. It gets into the offensive area.
Under 10 minutes to play.
Under 10 to go. And a 5-goal lead for the Bulldogs. I'm sure they will take their time. O'Brien finally gets possession of the ball, draws a crowd already. Getting fouled in tight was Grogan. She was cutting through the crease area, gets tripped.
Yeah, she got mauled there. Number 16, Hannah Steinberg, a reserve player in the game. The guilty party there.
Referee stops the clock for just a moment. Settling things down. Grogan will have a free position, top center. And a tough position here for Keller. Couple steps, bounce shot, great save by Keller. Getting the rebound, scooping it out towards the Bulldogs. And getting possession is Denon, Natalie Denon. Great job on the GB. And now Maddie Kiley. Drives lefty. Little split dodge. Tries to get top side. Can't get it to go. I believe that is going to be a foul on Maddie Kiley. It hit one of the defenders.
It did.
And since that's the case, well, let's see what they're going to call here. Yep, it is the case. So they call what's called a dangerous propulsion or a dangerous shot. And that is on Maddie Kiley. She'll go out as a 2-minute penalty with 8:58 to go here in the game. If a wayward shot hits a defender, it is a penalty on the offensive player. Again, called a dangerous shot or dangerous propulsion.
Yeah, you can maybe just pick up the official there shouting out the infraction.
And so the Clippers will take it over. 8:58 to go in the game. They trail by 5 as the Bulldogs answered 2 goals by the Clippers with 2 of their own.
But now they have to fight off a player down situation here for the next 2 minutes.
They sure do. 7-on-6 action here for the Clippers. Bulldogs will try to zone things up. Abdel Sayed plays defense. Bromby now guarded by Tipping. Tries to get to her left hand. Good defense and positioning by Tipping. Feed inside. Can't make the connection. Widener chases it out. Either way, it was off the Clippers on the pass, and the Bulldogs get possession. Widener now.
Yeah, Widener using her body to let that ball roll freely out of bounds, not let any Clipper players near it.
Now, the Clippers are a player up. I'm surprised they aren't pressuring here. They finally do. Abdel Sayed gets the outlet pass. Now Tipping. She draws a double. Pass up. Great catch by Matthews. Behind her, opposite hand. Turns the stick over. Great hands to keep possession of that ball. And we get down to 7.5 to go in the game. The Bulldogs waiting out the penalty here. Enters. Dodges 1. Dodges 2. Gets pressed in the back, and they'll finally call a foul as the ball pops out. Illegal check. Enters keeps the ball, and she's surrounded by Clippers, so will likely pass out of this.
About another 15 seconds left on the player down situation.
Matthews drives hard. Fakes the pass, shoots, save. Great save by Keller.
And a player down. I believe that was Ward, Michaela Ward, knocked down by a Bedford player.
And we are back to even strength lacrosse play as the penalty is released. Maddie Kiley comes sprinting out of the penalty area. Clippers on the clear, getting chased down from behind. Good hustle by the Bulldogs, but they get called for an infraction. Illegal check through the protected area of the Clippers player. Sometimes they call that the sphere in women's lacrosse. Now back behind, Kay Helene. She'll drive hard, try to get topside righty. No success there. Afalter, far side, Bromby. Gets to her left hand, pulls the trigger and scores. 4 goals now for Bromby. 6:04 remaining in the game. 10-6 is your score. The Bulldogs still hold the lead by 4, and we're going to have a timeout by the Bulldogs. So Reese Bromby, the sophomore attacker, keeping the Clippers in this game. She has 4 goals this evening. A goal apiece by Avery Tank and Anna Afalter. Scoring on the Bulldogs side, 4 goals for Enners, 3 for Matthews, 2 for O'Brien and 1 for Audrey Purnell. That rounds out their 10.
BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier than ever to access at your fingertips. Bedford Community Television now available as a free downloadable app on Apple iOS and Android store. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today and enjoy all our programming on demand anywhere you are.
I mean, you could probably say every day, Harry, but how often do you use the BCTV app?
Every time I want to see something on BCTV.
There it is. There it is. Quick update for scoring 2. Bedford Athletics action. The girls tennis team wins over Salem this afternoon, 8-1. They advance to the state semis. They will play the Derryfield Exeter winner. That is going to be held Tuesday at 4 p.m. here on the Bedford tennis courts right across from the high school. So all of you tennis fans out there, Harry, I know you're a pickleball fan, but there are tennis fans out there too, some purists. So any of you tennis purists out there, come and watch the state semifinals on Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m., Bedford High School.
Well, the state finals are going to be at the SNHU campus.
Beautiful campus over there. They've been able to put a lot of money into the facilities there at Southern New Hampshire. I was able to take in a baseball game there a couple weeks ago. A very nice little stadium for this new baseball team.
Yeah, they hosted the NCAA Division II regionals just this last weekend, I believe.
Good stuff. 6:04 to go in this game. 10-6 lead for the Bulldogs over the visiting Newburyport Clippers. Back to the draw circle. Regan O'Brien this time for the Bulldogs. Pops out, infraction, and the Clippers will get the ball. Affolter takes over.
Well, they've got 6 minutes here, protecting 4-goal lead.
Harry, I'd prefer they not protect. I prefer they extend. It's always that mentality, right?
No, they have to defend here.
McDonald gets fouled on the shot, save Widener, but McDonald will have a free position. Matthews will get sent behind, and the free position comes to the top right of Widener. McDonald is ready. There's the whistle. Shot save. Offside hip by Widener. That is a tough save. And she comes up big, preserves that 4-goal lead as we get down to 5 minutes. Matthews reverses the ball. Robinson, near side now. Norris drops it, but picks it up pretty quickly. Now into the middle. Enters, catches, spins away from pressure, and will settle things down. I would expect the Newburyport defense extending out here quite a bit as it's a 4-goal lead. 4.5 to go. Enters, beats that extended defense, and cashes for her 5th goal of the game. Puts the lead back to 5. 4:40 to go in the game.
Yeah, Enters found herself a lane right to the goal and decided to take it, so that's one of the downsides of the Clippers bringing their defenders out to the perimeter. It leaves the inside open, and Enters took advantage of that.
That's always the case when a team is down. They try to extend out, put pressure on the ball carrier as well as the adjacent offensive players. And as you do that, the help defense is non-existent. We saw that there with Enters. Drove right to the cage. Nobody came to help, and Enters makes them pay. 4:40 to go in the regular season for the Bulldogs. Back to the draw. They hold a 5-goal lead. Draw control here by the Clippers. O'Brien fouls McDonald.
But she hops right back up, picks up the loose ball, and carries it into the Bedford end.
And the Clippers will need some urgency.
No time to lose, down by 5.
Bromby draws a foul on Tipping. Tipping sent behind. Bromby to the 8-meter free position. Top left of Widener. Getting in tight and scoring. Reese Bromby enters 5 goals with 5 of her own. We're right at 4 minutes to go in the game, and the lead is 4.
And that's about the only negative to the Bulldogs game today, is they've given up a lot of these free position goals. Just counting off the top of my head, I believe there are 5 given up in this game.
Sounds about right.
And they haven't gotten as many free position attempts in the Newburyport end.
It's physical play that on both sides. There have been several infractions called on the Clippers, but outside of that 8-meter area, and have not resulted in those free position calls. So Matthews back to the draw, comes away with it.
That quick recovery there had to be really sharp to get that ball.
Quick hands. She makes a great catch.
And critical, too, here with under 4 minutes to play to come up with possession.
Clippers are extending out their defense. They're going to, again, be in a tough position. Grogan save Keller.
Yeah, Grogan tried to do what Enders did on that last goal, try to take advantage of the defense coming out. But the goalkeeper stood tall and made the save.
Ward up ahead quickly. They find Heath. Bulldogs quick enough to get back in defensive position. But the Clippers need to go. We're approaching 3 minutes to go. And a 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Rosa coming from behind. Bromby fouled by Enners. Bromby will have a free position on the low angle hash. Grogan is to her left. Excellent defender. Trying to get back to her strong left hand. Stumbles and will have to pass it off. McDonald now.
Yeah, Grogan quickly matched sticks with Bromby to make sure she can get a shot away.
McDonald again goes to her right. Collapsed. Oof. Shooting space there. Looked like not called. Rosa looks for Cutters. Gets whacked in the face. We'll have a penalty here. Stick getting a little bit high was Kira Abdel Sayed. She'll be sent behind. And an 8-meter to the top left of Widener. Not quite all the way left. Little stop and start. Fouled again is Rosa. So she'll have another go at it.
Under 2 minutes now.
This time it is Matthews that is sent behind.
And they're changing the angle now on the shot for number 11.
Higher angle for Rosa. Rosa gets in tight, misses the cage. Chased behind. And the Bulldogs closest. When it went out, where it went out.
And the official had a flag out there, but put it back in when the shot was released, just like he said the last time.
Missing the connection through midfield. The Bulldogs see it go out of bounds. They do have a 4-goal lead, 1:38 to go in the game. And again, the Clippers need to have some urgency here. Chasing from behind, but not able to get the ball on the turf. Now in front, they find an open player. That's Madeline Heath. She gets a quick goal. And it's 11-8. 1:29 to go in the game. Again, Madeline Heath. I missed who the pass was from, but that clearly was an assist. They give
Bromby
the assist to Bromby. Heads up play to get it quickly into that scoring area. Matthews back to the draw.
So possession here would be great for the Bulldogs with 89 seconds left in regulation.
Affolter will take it for the Clippers. Gets it ahead in her direction. Enters, fouled from behind. Gets it up quickly. O'Brien guarded by Palma, as has been the case all night. Palma has been face guarding.
Bulldogs have a chance here to run the clock out. They've got 1:08 to eat up.
Matthews with the ball, makes a dodge, split to her right. The Red Sea's parted, I believe. We'll get a shooting space here. Oh, look like Maddie Heath will be sent behind. No, nobody's behind. Yeah, it was a shooting space. That's what I thought. That was on number 5, Olivia Foley. Matthews now up high again.
Not fooling around.
Not fooling around at all. She has 4 goals on the evening and puts the lead back to 4 goals. 12-8 with 57 seconds to go in the game. That brings a sigh of relief for the Bulldogs' parents here. As, you know, it was chipping away. It got to 3 goals, and 3 goals in 90 seconds isn't crazy, but 4 goals in 57 seconds is a bit more crazy.
And that was a gutsy move, too, to take the shot, because she could have easily pulled back and tried to waste some more time on the clock, but I guess she felt the confidence that she could beat the goalkeeper with the high shot, and she did. Now made it pretty much an insurmountable lead here with 4 goals and only 57 seconds to make it up in.
Matthews will go back to the draw after that courageous shot. She'll get called for the foul here.
They'll just keep it going.
Kay Helene. Great job, but getting called for an aggressive check are the Bulldogs. And turning it over are the Clippers. Trying to get it back through the middle. Kylie's pass gets batted down. Matthews.
30 seconds left.
Runs away from pressure. Getting checked a few different times. And finally the foul is called by Heath. Robinson, near side. Stepping in. And a legal check here by the Clippers. Robinson into the middle. And now far sideline, and that'll just about do it here as the Bulldogs will run it out the clock. 10 seconds to go, and the Bulldogs will come away with victory here. 12-8 is the score right now, and 12-8 is the final as the horn sounds now. The Bulldogs led by Ellie Enners, 5 goals and 1 assist. 4 goals and an assist for Olivia Matthews. 2 goals by Regan O'Brien, and 1 for Audrey Purnell. That's their 12. On the other side, the 8 goals for the Newburyport Clippers. 5 goals by Reese Bromby and 1 assist. A goal by Avery Tank, 1 each for Affolter and Heath, and that rounds out their 8 goals. The Bulldogs lead most of the game, and they take it home this evening, 12-8. They will be in the state playoffs starting next week. I believe that starts on June 1st.
And
so
just give me a moment here, and I'll let you know what the bye situation is. Oh, nope, blew that. Let's try that one more time.
Either way, the Bulldogs likely have the top seed.
They do, and they will earn the bye. I just wanted to figure out there are going to be 9 teams in the tournament, which would give Bedford the bye.
So they squeak through the first round. We'll likely have lacrosse action for you next Saturday. Should be the boys and the girls. A busy day in Bedford postseason action. We'll figure out our schedule, and we'll hope to see you at that point in time. So for the entire BCTV crew, Grand Poobah Bill Jennings on site all evening, Andrew Fenn on camera. For Harry Kozlowski, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. Thanks for joining us this evening, and have a great evening.